Assalamualaikum. Apa khabar kita orang? Sihat lah? Okey, campur-campur bahasa Kedah dengan bahasa Sarawak. Okay, first and foremost, I would like to say thank you so much to the organizer, PTAR, and also Jawatan Kuasa Lestari for inviting me here as the guest speaker for the program Lestari and PTAR. Alright, let me introduce myself. My name is Juliana Emeih. I'm from the College of Creative Art, UiTM Sarawak, and I'm here today to do some sharing on the SDG 4 Quality of Education with the title The Beauty of Pua Kumbu Design Motifs. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pua Kumbu is not new. The Pua Kumbu is one of the top cultural artifacts in Malaysia from the Iban indigenous tribe and is protected separately by the Iban community, especially the older generation. The beauty of Pua Kumbu is not just a cultural expression, but also represent the wealth of information to pass from one generation to another. The art of creating Pua Kumbu Design Motif is based on the body of knowledge gathered through collective memory and the conservation of the Pua Kumbu knowledge and history, which what we can say here, the weavers are the mastermind of this majestic art piece. The visual complexity of the motif is found to be very subjective, which not only relying on the outer look of the textile, but also relies on the stories that weaver tries to portray. Every design motif applied to the Pua Kumbu textile is connected to one another, and only the person with the knowledge of the Pua Kumbu design can read the hidden message of the design motif. Basically, the design motif applied to the textile is the material versions of the imagination or the imitation of the original shape of the motif, whether it can be the floral, animals, the humanoid figures, abstract, or even the contemporary design. It is based on the inspiration and the creativity of the weavers. The essence of designing this art piece was basically based on the local knowledge acquired by the weavers, which are guided by the cultures, the dreams, the Iban folklores, natural surrounding, and also taboos. Finally, the weaver's interpretation is elaborated and formed as one complete design with meanings and also stories. Ladies and gentlemen, the motif applied were constructed using the geometrical shape which were decorated based on the weaver's creativity. The imitation of the nature, mimicking the existing design, and sometimes is based on the weaver's interpretations. Okay, like this one. This is terabai or shield. Orang di situ panggil apa? Pelindung, perisai, macam tu, macam hair kesah ni mengalirlah di kau. Itu lain pula. Okey, sambung. Okay, this terabai, the design motif has been widely designed as one of the Pua Kumbu design motif elements. Yeah. Beside that, another one, the paku pakis plant, also famously been demonstrated as the design motif of the Pua Kumbu textile. Okey, selain daripada itu, I campur pula. Okey, dia ada cicak, apa lagi, snakes, nabau, orang situ panggil nabau kan. Alright, birds, okay, mountains, and many more becoming the weaver's inspiration. Letak je apa saja, semua je jadi design motif. So it based on the weaver's interpretation and how creative they can be. Based on the interview that I made with the weavers, some of the weavers still performing the mirroring ritual, but to some, they did not practice any ritual. So which are depending to the weavers' belief. Mun kita orang percaya, nya jadi. Mun sik-sik jadi. Senang cerita. However, tapi kan, to the high-ranking motif yang ada unsur-unsur predatory motif or any humanoid figure motif, ya, yang ni tak boleh buat main-main. This one need to perform the mirroring ritual. because the belief is to calm the soul of the spirit of the motif. Bukan spirit of the coin bahaya juga tu kan. Okay, but anyway, for the floral types of motif, there's no need to performing any ritual. But again, it is depend to the weaver's belief. Alright, so now I would like to highlight on 5 different categories of the design motif which have been widely applied on the textile and separated based on the choice of the design applied. So we have here flora, fauna, humanoids, abstract and also contemporary design motif. Each of these categories have distinctive characteristics which are strictly based on the weaver's interpretation, taboos and local knowledge of their surrounding. Some of the design motifs, they have to perform the mirroring ritual, some may not. It depends again to the weaver's belief. Normally, the floral design are inspired from the plant's motif and centered on the floral blooming in the vicinity of their surrounding, such as the paku-pakis plants, bamboo shoots and also midil. Pernah makan midil tak? So ini pun menjadi dia punya inspirasi. And then they have to form it, arrange it creatively with the use of the geometrical style. Okay, the complexity of the buah gelong design can be found in the design of geometrical shapes which are based on the size of the textile and the interpretation of the weavers. Sometimes it can be named as buah gelong 5, buah gelong 8 which are depending on the curve curve of the buah gelong. Dia ada nanti saya ajar macam mana nak kira dia. Okey, main tengok kat sini. Tengok macam mana cara nak kira buah gelong ini ya. So tengok ni 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So nama motif ini adalah buah gelong 6. Senang je hidup ni kan. Tengok berapa banyak curve yang kita nak buat. Alright. So most floral motifs can be designed by anyone as it does not embody any ritual or taboos such as mirroring. Ya, tak ada semua tu. They are merely yet essentially displayed as supplementary decoration within the central motif. Dia macam design-design kat luar tu. So biasanya design kat tengah tu, the central motif, it can be either the humanoid figure or maybe the predatory types of animal design motif. So most of the narrative delivered by the weavers are decorated at the center of the pua, accompanied by the branches of floral elements scattering around it. Macam tengok, boleh bayangkan tak bila cerita tu kan? So motif kat tengah-tengah tu dia punya central motif, predatory ke kan, ataupun humanoid figure. So dihias dengan floral motif. Nampak tak? Macam ala-ala di alam-alam kayangan gitu. Okay, merepek sudah. Alright, for the fauna category, it's most likely have the different concept to the floral design motif, especially in the making, in the predatory types of animal design motif. The fauna design motif were generally inspired by urban myths and legends such as snakes, nabau, ular tu boleh jadi motif tau. Crocodile, bayak. Sini panggil bayak bukan buaya. Buaya tu melayah sangat. Okey, sambung. Birds, lizard, spiders, crab, fish. Namakan and the list go on. Banyak sangat. So like this one, you can see here the motif of birds show the activity of birds cleaning themselves. Nama motif ini adalah motif burung bersugu. Bersugu macam bersikat lah kan. Kita masa nak cantik-cantik macam itulah kiranya. And you can see here, this is the motif named as burung bersugu. The motif of birds shows the activity of birds cleaning themselves. Kalau tengok dekat sini kan motif ni, kita akan nampak bahagian wings dia. Istilah burung mana yang tak ada sayap ni kan, bahagian badan dia dan juga bahagian kepala. So this motif is widely applied to the Pua Kumbu textile. Ladies and gentlemen, Here are the design of the high-ranking motif applied to the textile. To some weavers, the mirroring ritual should be performed to the humanoid figure and predatory types of animals design motif, such as like this one. This is nabau or snake, ular, jangan main-main ya. Or this one, the baya or crocodile design motif. The design of this animated motif could not simply be arranged, but it should be designed in the complete set. Apa tu complete setnya? Kalau buat design macam ni kan, the predatory types of animals, the humanoid design motif, tak boleh buat sesuka hati tau. It should be designed in a complete set. Kena ada rumahnya. Macam kat sini kan dia letak kotak square tu kan. Itu call as a house. And also kena letak makanan juga ya. Makanan it can be either fish ataupun letak orang. So dia percayai boleh calm the spirits of the motif. Ya, ngeri kan? Okay, tengok motif ni. For this motif, it is called as seru anga, badan satu kepala dua, mandi di sungai Linggaju. Macam ada sound effect kan? Which are the image of the goddess with two heads. Iban people perceive the animated design motif as sacred and having souls. Thus, they could not be designed unelaborately without proper understanding. The weaver operated on the belief that if the design motif incorporated names like this one, the complete set of the design should be presented by the weavers. Cuba tengok bahagian bawah kaki design kain Pua Kumbu ni. Kat bahagian bawah tu dia ada letak gambar manusia. Itu dipanggil makanan dia lah. Tak jadi makanan tak? Okay, so ini dia punya konsep lah. Basically, the Pua Kumbu textile ni, dia banyak ada unsur-unsur kepercayaan daripada orang-orang lama di kalangan masyarakat Iban. So, bila weavers ni, dia nak melakukan design ni, dia akan letak sekali kepercayaan itu di dalam design motif. So, macam inilah dia akan jadi. So, macam saya cakap tadi, kalau design berkenaan dengan flora, dia tak ada banyak dia punya pantang larang dia. Sometimes they have no ritual at all. But for the fauna, especially for the predatory types and yang ada juga nama ni, dia memang akan banyak pantang larang dia dan dia kena ikut konsep dia. Macam tadi perlu ada rumah, perlu ada makanan dan sebagainya, because their belief is to calm the spirit of the design motif. Alright, this is another category, the humanoid design motif, which also considered as the high-ranking design motif. PTAR or God for the Iban community was the high-ranking motif and cannot be simply weaved. This prominent design motif could only be woven if the weavers were granted permission from the Iban goddesses via dreams. Bila diorang bermimpi, dia dapat macam alamat macam tu kan, bukan alamat rumah baru dia boleh start untuk membuat design motif yang berunsurkan high ranking ini. Contohnya macam PTAR. Dia tak boleh terus-terus buat je dengan harapan dia diberi kebenaran. Tak boleh ya. Dia perlu mendapat sign terlebih dahulu. The dreams were sign from the goddesses that the weavers could create the design motif, and it must be preceded with the conduct of the mirroring ritual. Dia perlu buat bersama dengan mirroring ritual untuk mendapat, apabila dia dah dapat kebenaran tu, dia kena buat sekali dengan mirroring ritual. Okay, in fact, most highly ranked design motif could only be woven by the eldest weavers with extensive experience. Kalau dia tidak membuat miring, dia akan menimpa orang cakap macam ada dapat bad sign lah. So in order for them to avoid the bad sign kan, so dia kena buat mirroring ritual, especially to this high ranking motif. Okay, ni satu design motif yang very interesting for me. Ni I dapat masa I pergi ke Sibu. I pula kamit lah, masa kamit pergi ke Sibu, kami ada conference. Okay, so the design motif ni nama dia adalah berketan pindah. ya. Berketan pindah tu dia maksudnya macam nak tunjukkan aktiviti berpindah randah manusia pada masa itu. So kalau tengok kepada motif ini dia akan nampak the outline of masculine figure. The male figure in the sitting position was shown in this textile. So kalau tengok kat tepi ni kalian nampak susunan dalam kotak warna yellow ni, ya. Dia itu dipanggil sebagai rumah, ya. And also tuak, dia ada juga tuak lah, rice wine, which were elegantly positioned next to the masculine figure. Dia percayai itu kiranya bekal lah untuk mereka apabila membuat aktiviti berpindah randah. Nampak tak? Menarik tak? Dekat kain pun ada cerita tau. So in order for you to understand the story, the hidden message, you have to know, you have the knowledge first. Baru dapat baca apa maksudnya. Kalau tak, kita sesuka hati je kan cakap ni design itu, design ini, without understanding the hidden message behind it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is another category which are very interesting also. The abstract category. Tepuk je, ada orang tepuk je kan. So in the design motif in this category, which is abstract, does not need to perform any ritual. Tak perlu. Yeah, so basically the inspiration is from their surroundings with more striking and contemporary color. Ada biru, ada hijau. Letak je macam-macam warna. So like this one, yeah, is inspired from Sarawak layer cake. Ya, kek lapis. Siapalah yang tak datang sini tak beli kek lapis, bawa balik Malaya, bawa pergi ke sana ke sini, kan? So bila weavers ni dia mendapat ilham, ingat ya macam saya cakap tu, the ilham can be about anything, the inspiration, okay, the surrounding, the activities ya yang pada kebiasaannya dilakukan oleh masyarakat Iban. So one of the motif is the Pua Kumbu. Yang Pua Kumbu ni adalah kek lapis Sarawak. Nampak tak begitu colourful, okay? And another one, ini satu lagi desainnya adalah motif desain terabai, Iban shield, perisai ni. So pada masa lampau, during the oldest day, terabai ni being used widely for the protection during war. But now tak ada war lagi kan, nak berperang buat apa ya? Kita tak boleh gaduh-gaduh. So now the terabai is one of the favorite souvenirs to bring back home, kan? So satu lagi cara ya dia punya inspirasi ni adalah mendapat motif itu daripada terabai. Banyak kan nampak design macam ni kalau pergi waterfront. Ini antara the common design of the Pua Kumbu textile. Ladies and gentlemen, some other weavers portray the design motif of Pua Kumbu in the different angles and themes, tema yang berbeza, which were approaching a different concept and more contemporary in presenting the idea of this separate textile. The idea is contradict to the normal values of Pua Kumbu Design Motif, ya, yang sepatutnya nampak antik, misteri, apa lagi, full of Iban culture, full of plant. Yang ni lain sikit. So one of the interesting part of this Pua Kumbu textile, based on my observation and also my field trip. Okay, this is another interesting Pua Kumbu textile. I pergi ke Kapit during my field trip. I think dalam tahun 2021. Okay, so I berjumpa dengan seorang weaver ni dekat Kapit, umur dah 76 tahun. Dia buat satu Pua Kumbu textile ni dengan gambar masjid dekat atas, dengan ada pula manusia kat bawah. So I tanyalah, siapa yang manusia-manusia kat bawah ni? Dia cakap because dia punya anak ni dia kahwin dengan orang Melayu. So dia nak tunjukkan dia punya understanding, the respect to the Islam, to the religion. So dia apply gambar dia punya menantu-menantu ni dekat bahagian bottom tu, bahagian bawah kain tu. So ini adalah satu yang kelainan lah daripada Pua Kumbu textile yang kebiasaannya, kan. Lepas tu kalau kita tengok kat gambar bahagian atas ya, Pua Kumbu textile ni dia ada pula flag, bendera kat atas tu. This is very interesting. Dia walaupun dia dah lama berkecimpung dalam bidang membuat Pua Kumbu ni, tekstil ni, tapi dia tidak terikat dengan idea-idea yang biasa, idea yang selalu yang diketengahkan oleh weavers yang lain. Inilah nenek tu yang I cakap tu. So ini another one of the design motif of the design of Pua Kumbu Textile yang nenek ni buat lah. Same weaver, which is depicting the idea of the crashing airplane of the MH370. Ingat lagi tak peristiwa silam sedih kan? Okay, so this weaver took the idea of the crashing airplane MH370 as the design motif of this Pua Kumbu textile. So the iconic action reflected to the Pua Kumbu weavers are open to the new changes and not bounded to the design motif of Iban culture only. Regardless of upholding the Iban culture values in the art piece, the needs to add and modify some element is negotiable. Like this one. Satu benda yang baru kan? Inilah. So the idea can be about anything like the one that I mentioned to you before, kan? The surrounding, the news, dia punya experience, the weavers ni dia boleh arrange creatively di dalam Pua Kumbu textile. Okay, it based on the weaver's interpretation. In terms of color preferences, it is based on the weaver's creativity. Nevertheless, some weavers still uphold to the old tradition and the antique concept in designing and producing this textile with a bit of modification of colors and selection of the motif to meet with the current demands. So biasanya color yang digunakan oleh the weavers adalah color-color tanah ni ataupun Sarawak flag color. Contoh warna yang selalu digunakan adalah black, white, maroon, red. Itu color-color yang biasa, warna yang biasa. Okay, ada colors, warna-warna yang kontra daripada warna-warna biasa, warna-warna tanah ni, contohnya biru, hijau, purple juga digunakan pakai oleh weavers. So kalau kita nampak warna-warna yang segar macam tu which are more striking, so maksudnya lagi banyaklah dia punya market lah, dia akan open to the wider population and also to the wider demands. Alamak, dah sampai conclusion lah, macam banyak lagi nak cakap. Kalau nak ikutkan saya nak cakap lagi dalam 2 hari, 3 hari, tak apa, henti-henti pasal design motif because this is very interesting. Okay, so macam tadi kita dah belajar the category of the design motif apply to Pua Kumbu textile. Dia ada 5, the flora, fauna, apa lagi tadi, contemporary, apa lagi, abstract design and also the humanoid design. Okay, the complexity of this art piece highlight the Iban identity as it resembles the Iban community ways of life, the belief, and also their understanding to the surrounding, which are hidden in the every design motif. And also bound to the Iban belief and taboos. Dia ada banyak pantang larang juga, which are depending to what kind of the design motif that you are choosing. Okay, biasanya kan kalau high ranking design motif like the one that I mentioned, predatory types of animals or the humanoids macam PTAR semua tu, selalunya orang yang dah banyak pengalaman, weavers yang dah lama dengan weaving, do the weaving of the Pua Kumbu ni, diorang boleh buat. Macam kita yang biasa-biasa ni, kita boleh start belajar dengan buat flora dulu. Okay, so basically the Pua Kumbu visual complexity, they have a meaning. Dia ada maksud, dia ada cerita yang cuba diceritakan oleh para penenun Pua Kumbu textile ini. Finally, by fostering the early education of the intangible cultural heritage of the Pua Kumbu to the community, it can lead to the rational justification in handling this art piece properly and safeguarding the Pua Kumbu in the long term. Alright, that's all from me. Mun ada soalan apa-apa, okay, nanti letak je kat komen, kan? Ataupun kalau nak tanya apa-apa, boleh je contact me through my email juliana@uitm.edu.my. Itu sahaja, sampai kita jumpa lagi. Take care everyone, bye bye.